Hi everybody, it's Debbie here. Welcome back to my channel. I am doing something today that I haven't done in a very, very long time. I am working on a set of Memorydex cards. I haven't done a Memorydex swap in absolutely forever. So if you're new to my channel, then welcome. I'm so glad you could join me today. And if you are back again, then thanks for joining me as well. I'm so glad everybody is here. And one of the reasons that I don't do a lot of Memorydex swaps is because they they entail a little bit of measuring and stuff like that first, which isn't that difficult, but still. So I'll show you how you do this if you don't have any Memorydex dies and you don't have the Heidi Swap punch, the Memorydex punch. So I have my dimensions written down from before. And let's do this upright, and I will show you how you cut this out if you don't have any. I think I'm going for this paper first, so I'll use it. So this is cardstock paper from, excuse me, from a paper pad that I got at Dollarama. This paper pad is absolutely gorgeous, and it's all different blues. The blues are winter themed and summer themed. Like there's one, that metallic page, that has starfish on it. So it's not just for winter, it's for all seasons, but I absolutely love the whole blue and silver look for winter. And this theme is actually called Winter Blues, which is amazing. It was just, I knew it was right up my alley when I saw it. So I'm cutting this at 4 inches by 4 inches, just like this. So 4 by 4. And then I am going to take this and I am going to measure down a 1/2 inch on this side. I'm just going to use a Sharpie, a fine point Sharpie. So I am going to measure down a 1/2 inch on this side and a 1/2 inch on this side, like that. And then I am going to measure over on those 2 little dots. I'm going to put my ruler right on those 2 little dots. And then I am going to measure over 2 inches, just like this. I'm trying to be really precise. So I am going to go over 2 inches, and I'm going to draw a line there. And then from that 2 inch mark, I'm going to draw a line on an angle like this. And I'm just going to go from this outside edge and draw an angle like that. So then, I guess it doesn't even have to be an angle. I can also show you something else that you can do with this. So then I'm going to take my scissors and I'm just going to cut across this line right here, nice and straight. I am going to angle down here, and I am just going to angle down here, like that. And I've got a tab at the top. So all I'm going to do for this tab is I'm just going to take my scissors and I am going to round that out a little bit. I just like doing that. So now I have this, it looks like a filing card, which is what it's supposed to look like. Then I'm going to do the same thing on the bottom here with that 1/2 inch line. I'm going to draw a 1/2 inch line here. I'm just going to draw a couple of them so that I can make a line here. and get it straight. I better get them right on those dots. So I'm just going to draw a line like this. And then I am going to measure in 1.5 inches from each side. So 1.5 inches, make sure it's at 1.5 inches here, just like that. So I'm going to draw down from that line. Then I'm going to measure 1.5 inches down from this line, and this should be 1 inch. Whoops, this should be 1 inch, and it is. Then I'm going to take my paper punch, which I didn't get out. Hold on. I just have a dollar store paper punch, this one. And I am going to take the paper punch and I'm going to put the top of the paper punch, the top of the hole on the paper punch on that 1/2 inch line, like that, so that my other line is right in the middle of it. You see if you can see that. And I'm going to punch it through. So let me line this one up. I'm going to go right on that 1/2 inch line with that line right in the middle of my circle. And I'm going to punch that out. And then I'm just going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut a tab. Very similar to making the holes in your covers, if you make covers for your Happy Planner. So there I have my Memorydex card without any kind of punch, or, well, other than the paper punch, but with any kind of dies or a paper punch or anything like that. So on this one, I was thinking that this theme here would be really cool. And I think I'm going to use a Frozen theme for her, or for this one. And to do that, I am going to take, and I'm going to put this so that this is right up here on this tab. And then I'm going to decorate this. So this will be the background. I wonder if I can find a purpley pink. Maybe I'll keep this one for my second card and try to find a background paper that matches this purpley color right there. I think that would be awesome. What do you think? So I went through my stash and I found this. Like, that's really super cool. So I'm thinking that that little bit of background right there, if I can find a piece of this that matches that really good. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. So this is from a paper pad from Michael's called Wildflowers. And it's almost all purple patterned paper. So I usually back my my Memorydex cards with a piece of like heavier cardstock from packaging. So I won't have to back this one because I will use, I'm going to cut it. Even though I have to cut it from the middle of a piece of paper, I'm going to cut it from here. I am. So let me do that. Down. So 4 inches right there. There. So I am going to glue these two pieces together. And then I'm going to make my background. But before I do that, because I want my tab, it doesn't have to be a full 4 inches that way. So I'm going to take a hair off and I'll show you why. So instead of a regulation tab, I'm actually going to trim around here and use this for the tab. So I'm going to go down 1/2 inch on either side. like this. Sometimes it's just in the detail, I think, that's going to make it pretty. So I'm going to go down 1/2 inch on either side like this. And then I'm going to glue these two pieces together. And then I'm going to go along the back and I'm going to trim out this and along the back right there so that the top of her hair is actually my tab. So that's what I'm going to do for this one. So I'm going to use my scissors and I'm going to cut along here like this. Just like that. And then I'm going to cut a little bit out of the back side too. Just like that. And then I need a little bit more on this side right here. So what I can do on this side right here is just cut an angle like this. There. And if I glue those two pieces together, I have that card. So that's that card. So I have my two cards and there's one thing left that I want to do, and I like to round this top corner here. It's not necessary, but I like doing it because I just think it looks more finished there. So, and all I have is one of these teeny tiny little wee corner rounder punches, like a thumb-sized punch from, I think I got it at Michael's, and I didn't pay very much money for it. I don't have a lot of a lot of punches. I just have the ones that I absolutely use the most. There. So the next thing I'm going to do is to take my black marker, right here it is, and before I put anything else on here, I am going to do my edges. And I'm using the black marker because it's just the easiest thing to use. You can go around these with you know, an ink pad, a blending tool, anything like that. But for these little paper crafting projects, I reach for this more often than anything else. Just like that. See how easy it is? And all it does is, this doesn't look like two pieces of cardstock as much when that edge is black. See, like right now, you can look at this and you can see that that's two pieces of paper glued together. But you do this, and that goes away. So I don't have to do my bottom edges. Once these are in a card box, the bottom edges hardly show at all anyway, and they'll just line up in a Memorydex card box like this. I have to make myself one yet. So I've got these two, and I've got this. Now, what I want to put on this one is I have these sticky notes from the Sticky Club, and it is a snow globe, and it's the most, this is the prettiest winter snow globe that I've seen, and I can make this into an embellishment for this simply by taking a piece of cardstock, and I'm going to glue this to the piece of cardstock, and then I'm going to cut it out. So at both ends of that one. I'm going to pull that off, that off, that off, and I'm going to add a little glue to the top. One there. There. So love that right there. Now, let's see. I've got different little elements to put over different things. I have these clear stickers. Wow, they're pretty. And I think they'd add even more dimension to this, but I just want the little wee ones. Just the little wee ones. More silver, blue and silver. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty together. So I have this thing at Christmas time where I think certain colors should go together. So whenever I use blue ornaments on my Christmas tree, I use silver ornaments to go with them. And when I use red ones, I use gold. So I always think that red and gold and green go together, and white, blue, and silver go together, depending on the look that you're going for. There. So I'm going to leave that one like that for now. Then I'm going to go over here because I'm going to start going through this box here. So I have this little Let It Snow, which I think is really cute, but I am going to just cut the white part out because I'm not real fussy on that green background. At least not on this card. There. See, I think it needs to be cut down a little bit more even. So I think that this needs to be cut down like this. You can hear my husband. He's just picked the guitar up out in the living room and he has started practicing. His band practice got canceled this week. One of the fellas isn't feeling good. And I think he misses going when he doesn't get to. There. Way down here it has to go. So, I want to put... I'm going to take my blue Tombow and I am going to go like this around the edge of this one. So I'm not going to pop this up on Pop Dots or anything. Let me see. I do want kind of a border around it. A little heavier than what I normally have. I'm shaky today. I don't know why. Happens sometimes. There. So I have this little kind of plaque now. And I want this to sparkle, so I'm going to look for some stickles. I'm going to use these, what are these ones called, the color? I think I came up with this before, but I think these are called fairy dust, this color, but not sure. But I am going to go over my lettering with these stickles. I got to get them down to the bottom first. I mean, it's right now, it's just a little label that says let it snow. It's really not like something special, but when I put these stickles on these letters, they're gonna look so much better. Okay, so I stopped filming there because I didn't think that you needed to see me put every little tiny element on these cards. So let me go in close and I'll show you the details. So I've got the little snowflakes in this snow globe, and look at how pretty they make that. And the little house is just a shadow, so it's like it's far off in the distance, like it's covered with snow in that snow globe. I just think that's the prettiest a sticky note that ever. So I've got that little word that says glisten. I just cut that out of a piece of paper. I glittered it with a little bit of stickles, just spread a little bit, put a little blob on there and spread them around with my finger just to make that glisten. And I added this little flag that says dream, because to me that little snow globe is like you're inside a little dream. I added some little gemstone elements, and this snowflake with, let me put this down, but see the thread, see the little silver thread in behind it? It is so pretty. The blue and silver together is absolutely awesome. And this background paper, like watch it change color as I move the camera. Like, just look at the purples in it, and then it's blue and silver when you look at it, and then as you move it, the purple highlights just, yeah, it's really pretty. So I've got that one done, and the Elsa card. Look how stinking cute that Elsa card turned out. So on her, I've got the camera in my hand now, so sorry for the shaking. But on her, I added the little snow, let it snow once the stickles had dried, repunched my holes. Of course, when you're doing a Memorydex card, each time you add a layer, if it goes over those holes, don't forget to punch them out again. So gemstones that look like ice down the side, some of these really pretty blue ones, and I just really loved that little element of the postage stamp on there. I thought it was really cute, and it's just one of those little postage stamp embellishments that I made. Not necessarily a stamp, but just a really cute little bit to add. And once again, like, I've added this metallic silver thread underneath the elements and just bunched it up so that it stuck out. And I think these turned out really super cute. I'm actually quite happy with doing the Elsa card. Just the fact that I matched this paper to the color here when the color changed and made it look like it was all one element and got it the right size. And the fact that I just reused some packaging that had this picture on the front of it to do that. We all do. We all reuse packaging for the backs of things, for cardstock. You usually the packaging is the elements that we cover up. But in this case, I thought, why not go ahead and repurpose it? So I really hope you liked this video. And if you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up so that I know. And I will keep doing these paper crafting videos for you. I searched and searched and searched online for Memorydex cards when I first started doing them, and you'd be surprised at how few videos there were actually out there. Now, mind you, that was a couple years ago, but yeah. So I'm really happy with the way these turned out. I really do hope the recipient likes them as much as I do, and yeah, so don't forget to give it a thumbs up, comment, share, and by all means, if you haven't subscribed already and you want to see more paper crafting projects, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and become part of the YouTube family, and I will see you all in the next video. So until then, happy crafting and bye-bye for now.